Morning, welcome back. I heard the guy that runs this channel never knows what time it is. It's morning somewhere in the world. Oh my god, what's that? Thank you. You think YouTube will send me my silver play button now? Anyways, glad you could make it to the party. We're celebrating the 6-month anniversary to that bubble tea episode from Dragon's Den, when two Québécois Canadiens tried to reinvent a drink with Asian origins by taking the Asian part out.
It's not an ethnical product anymore, not with the popping bobas. So we took the version, the Asian version, and we made it with the fruit, with juice.
When this dropped, the internet was fed for at least a week with how much content was being made about it. Who knew Marvel would unintentionally give Simu Liu a Shang-Chi spinoff? Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Non-Ethnical Boba. This episode was basically a catalyst for upcoming silly shenanigans. Now, every 6 months, a similar event will take place, like clockwork. Similar to when a TV show starts its next season, and I'm excited to announce Season 2 of Asian Tea Discourse. Think we need to workshop the name. This time, we're talking about matcha, green tea that's been pulverized into a fine, delicious, energy-boosting dust, which you ingest via mouth holes, not nose holes. Known for its vibrant green color, strong flavor profile, people say it's the healthier alternative to coffee, with more antioxidants and less caffeine crashes. Because of how trendy it's become, many social groups have adopted matcha as their drink of choice. More so the younger crowds like Gen Zs and tail-end millennials. Influencers from LA, people into the health and wellness grind. There's even matcha enthusiasts who can show you 20 ways to make a drink using different whisking techniques. Oh, and of course the sprinkle of rage bait here and there. It's not a viral thing on the internet unless it makes you go, huh? That's nice. Nothing like shotgunning gallons of tea in the morning in a child-sized glass to start the day. When the child is tea. I get it now. Matcha has officially joined the ranks of cool beverages you'll see on social media, like gamer subs. The cleaner energy drink with no fillers and no added sugar, so you can avoid those nasty caffeine crashes. What's even cooler is that every flavor comes with its own unique designs on the packaging. No two will ever look the same. If you're a fan of anime and waifus, gamer subs is where it's at. They're chill like that. And what's even more chill, my code Edvasian gets you 10% off your order of gamer subs. Right. I'm actually really excited to talk about this topic. Personal experience, man. I've been drinking matcha since high school, and it's still my ride or die drink. 20 years ago, I'd be that one kid who'd get the weird green tea frappuccino instead of strawberry or chocolate. Even in smoothies, if you know booster juice, a mind over matcha was my favorite drink to get. Every time I order a matcha drink now, I always get an extra 2-3 scoops on top of what they already put in there. If my matcha doesn't turn me into alphaba because of how green it is, then I don't want. Matcha is definitely not the same compared to when it first popped up in North America. A transition period happened where it went from a niche flavor with a low pick rate to having a gorilla grip chokehold all over the world. Everywhere you turn, there's walls of green where green has never been before. Have you ever heard of matcha soba noodles? More like soba-di. Let me know if this is good. There's also been rumblings about the TikTokification of matcha and how it becoming mainstream has sort of ruined it, with big coffee chains coming out with matcha everything and trendy sugar-loaded recipes going viral all the time. I wouldn't say it's ruined. There's just more ways to consume it now, making it more approachable to a regular Joe. Matcha's getting to the same level of popularity as iced coffee. Wow, look at us.
We did it! We did it, Joe!
There's newly converted matcha heads who might have not tried it if they saw a monk make it the old-fashioned way. Bowl, bamboo whisk, sleek haircut and all. No need to worry about variety. You'll see all sorts of content about this tea online. There's still plenty of passionate creators who make matcha using traditional tools. They can tell you all about the history of this form of tea, and then casually give you 50 tips on making the highest quality matcha drink. You just might not see them as often, cause they're not making clickbait focused content. All you need to do is tell the algorithm what you want by searching for it. It'll give it to you. And we can all live in matcha harmony. Aww. Until someone comes in trying to stir shit up. They didn't even bring a whisk. A trailer dropped for this product called Pota, which is a new innovative way to make matcha without all the hassle. And after filming this video, I realized it's actually pronounced Pota. My brain tricked me. It saw this name as the beginning part of podiatrist, so my bad. Instead of dealing with the inconvenience of mixing powders with crappy traditional tools, just squeeze it out of an aluminum tube like you're making a Vegemite sandwich. Unsurprisingly, the public reaction was mixed. I'll let you see for yourself before we go any further.
Let's make matcha, but we don't need any of this crap. So if you're like me, you discovered matcha and thought, wow, this stuff is great. I'll have it every day. So you hop on Amazon to find the best matcha out there. And suddenly, it's confusing. 1 million brands, each claiming to be the best. Ceremonial? Culinary? What does it even mean? You finally pick one, excited to try it, and it's stale, clumpy, and a hassle to make.
Okay, I see where the problem is. Using too many tools and making a mess isn't your issue. If you're gonna make matcha to drink the traditional way, the very first step is making sure the liquid goes inside your mouth and not splashed across the table. Did that glass even go anywhere near your face? I know. Contrary to popular belief, even if a table is made from wood, it doesn't have to be watered, unless it's complicated IKEA furniture. That gets watered with tears. From what I learned, high quality matcha should be a vibrant deep green color with a smooth fine consistency. If it's dull and sort of brown, it means it's oxidized or it's on the lower end in terms of quality.
The color isn't everything though, but it sure is a good indicator of what you might get.
I'll admit, it's confusing if you're new to this, but if you have the mental capacity to make an entire matcha brand, you probably have the ability to spend 10 minutes Googling the differences between culinary and ceremonial matcha. Even during a 50-minute doom scroll, you'll get a bunch of reviews and educational content from matcha aficionados. The internet's basically a free textbook on anything you can think of. When shopping online, it's a given. Brands will use a lot of buzzwords to get you to buy their stuff. It's the nature of the free market, baby. Everyone's gonna claim they're the best. Nega J Jalaga. It'd be weirder if a company didn't. No time to be humble when you're a business. We might not be the best, but we're a proud middle of the road, 5th most okay product out there. Companies are gonna say what they want. It's also up to the consumer to realize, if everyone's the best, who's the best? 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this toothpaste? What is that 10th dentist saying?
You don't need that stuff, kid. It's the government trying to brainwash ya. Trust me, I'm wearing a white lab coat. Hey, while you're at it, can we get some candy up in here?
I wouldn't be too surprised if this Pota product went ahead and slapped some marketing jargon on itself. The best way to consume. The freshest storage system in the world. What if I told you?
There's a better way. Meet Pota, the best matcha on the planet, packed in an aluminium tube to keep it as fresh as the day it was harvested.
The best matcha on the planet? That's a bold claim. Have you even visited other planets? For example, Uranus. Just one look at that green planet, I can already tell. There's plenty of green-brown paste getting squeezed out from an opening with a funky smell. Oh, how's the matcha there? I don't know.
I got this crazy idea after researching matcha and realizing, why are we still using powder? Turns out matcha has always been powdered because that was the easiest way to store it. But it's not the freshest. So I decided to put matcha in a squeezable paste format. Not only is it easier, but it's also so much fresher since it's not exposed to air or light. Ditch the clumps and try Pota.
Pota, you really wanted to reheat some toothpaste nachos. This ad didn't sit too well with the matcha drinkers. The first thing people started questioning were claims of a tube being the freshest way to store matcha, compared to its typical powder form. Unfortunately, no one's able to taste test it yet. It's still in its Kickstarter phase, so we can't really verify these freshness claims. But the matcha fans, baristas, and even matcha brand owners were speculating that the color of Pota was an indicator of its quality. Apparently, once you mix matcha with water, the quality already starts to degrade. Humidity is matcha's worst enemy, and what's more humid than water?
So to start, the reason why a paste in a tube doesn't really work is because you're automatically mixing the matcha with other ingredients, and as soon as you do that, it doesn't matter what the format of the product is, even if it's like a latte mix powder, it just degrades the quality of the matcha. Which is why when I tried that other brand of matcha in a tube, I was not surprised at all that the color and the taste were so off.
On their website, the ingredients in a tube of Pota are matcha leaves, water, vegetable glycerin, and natural preservative. Pota might have created a formula where these extra ingredients don't affect the taste too much and actually do keep it fresh. But like I said, we won't know for sure until that Kickstarter check clears. And I mean, it's not like the majority of matcha producers from Asia have centuries of experience to know that using tin cans and aluminum packets to store powdered matcha to this day is the best way to do it. They're just silly gooses who do things based on how easy it is. The main issue people had with Pota was the strange marketing strategy they went with. They focused a lot on putting down all other matcha companies that came before them with questionable claims with a side of disrespecting Asian culture. Guessing market research went on holidays and came back to a mess on social media. And a messy table with matcha strewn all over it. Hey, I don't think it's wrong to start a brand outside of your own culture. It's very doable if it's done the right way. Like a Pokemon fusion. You have the potential to get a super hybrid culture by combining two things that might have never crossed paths. Kind of a weird analogy. Hope you get what I mean though. Even as an outsider, if you're knowledgeable enough about a product where you can bring something new to the table, people will respect that. You just gotta show it to the customer. They're smart nowadays. They can tell when a brand has done its market research compared to a brand who doesn't know the audience they're marketing to and is just going for that sweet cash grab. There's a common misconception with matcha. While Japan is currently the most well-known and biggest producer of matcha, it actually originated from China first, and then was brought over to Japan by a Buddhist monk. I've been drinking this all my life, and I just found this out. Which brings us to our next point. Disrespecting the country known for tea is not a good business move. Everyone and their dog knows that. Pota didn't outright say all matcha that comes from China is bad quality because, you know, it's made in China, but we can tell what they're implying because of the implication.
Most matcha powder is a scam. Let me explain. Most matcha is stale, clumpy, and made in China.
POV, you finally find matcha at the supermarket, but it has a made in Chine label on it. At least the Chinese brand knows how to spell check their stuff. On top of calling traditional tea making tools crap, they make content alluding that matcha is a confusing foreign product that's too overwhelming for the average consumer to understand. You're ready to buy matcha, but none of the packet have an English label. How are you supposed to know which one to get? Look at all this Asian language. Who has the time to learn what this is saying? Other than the people who translated the Chinese and Japanese text to English right on the product? These videos are coming off as making up fake problems in your head and then having a fight with yourself. Hey, I get it, man. That's like a regular 3 a.m. activity for me. Maybe keep it to yourself and don't do it during business hours. It feels like they're trying to push the narrative, all matcha sucks, except their own. This could be rage bait for engagement. We know how that cog in the social media machine works.
Hi, do you guys have matcha?
No, not here.
No.
We have matcha actually in the cafe over that side.
Oh,
It's
not.
just that we don't have the syrups over there. But we do matcha over there.
Alright, thank you.
No worries.
I think she said they have matcha. It's like 10 steps in that direction. Hello? You ask for matcha recommendations, but they're all a disappointment. Kalel, no.
This one from Japan, this one from China. This one cheaper. $4.59. Feels good.
Okay, and any other kind of matcha, like paste or liquid or something?
This one.
I confused. What's disappointing exactly? Is it the fact that these matchas don't come with water? Even with a paste, you still need a source of water, unless you're spreading it on toast. I think Pota wanted to reach a specific type of audience, but the marketing they did ended up as a repellent for customers. If they came in with more focus on the convenience angle, less on dramatics and why Asian powdered matcha bad, I could see it working. It's like an entry-level matcha for a newbie, or someone on the go who doesn't want to deal with the whisking. Hey, I'll even cut corners when I'm feeling lazy. Shaking up matcha in a water bottle works wonders in a pinch. For some reason, whisking matcha hurts my wrist more than playing League of Legends. It's always the toxic things that keep you coming back, huh? But yeah, I'm not sure Pota had people with wrist issues in mind when making their product. There's actually Japanese matcha that already comes in a paste form you squeeze out of a packet. So it can work if you don't claim everything else on the market is terrible.
Supposedly no additives or anything in this, just pure matcha and I'm guessing water.
The founder of Pota did post a video apologizing, trying to take accountability for the things he said.
In my last video, I asked for your feedback. And I'm really happy you all answered. Thanks for your honesty. There's 3 things I'm going to address in the video that really stood out. The first thing is the crap comment. So I genuinely, honestly did not mean to dismiss or bash on Japanese tea traditions or culture. I was talking about stale, oxidized matcha powder. But I completely get that. It came off a very wrong way. I chose the wrong words, and I really apologize for that. The second thing I want to talk about is my made in China comment. Earlier, when I researched matcha, I learned that most Japanese matcha is more premium to the Chinese one. I was wrong to generalize it. And since then, I have learned more about the premium Chinese matcha and the people who grow it. And I'm sorry to have made that comment.
As of now, Pota is still greenlit for Season 3, so I guess we'll see if they can turn things around. They did get a lot of free engagement and market research. If you weed through all the pitchforks and tomatoes, there's some constructive criticism they can use. They did change up some of the wording on their website, so it doesn't mention China as much. You know,
because of the implication.
Who knew Matcha in 2025 would be giving us so much content with how popular it became? You got all these businesses taking advantage of the matcha boom, getting us even more caffeine and sugar addicted than we already are. I am intrigued by these, and I will be partaking at some point. Just search up the matcha tag, and you'll see everything from matcha store in Houston discourse to someone making a matcha purse. Yeah, I guess technically anything can be a cup if it holds liquid. We've got enough matcha to fill denial. Well, see you guys again in 6 months when Season 3 gets picked up. I have a feeling it's just around the corner.
Ever need a side dish that's better than what you get from those foreign restaurants? Something even plainer than rice? Introducing ice. We've taken out the R and created an inoffensive food group alternative with a friendly, approachable taste without all the weird ethnical parts.
It's not that I don't like rice, but the way it resembles little white bugs is just too exotic for me. This is a civilized country. Let me ask you this. Would you want to chew on crispy little insect eggs? Right.
Oh, and before you leave and start chewing on things around the house, give the like button a tap if you enjoyed this video. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one. Maybe all that caffeine at such a young age is why I'm so like this.